another Rad Mom Hour. That is right, another. And I'll keep doing them because it's my show and I can do whatever I want. What? Because it's not even a sliver of the kind of thank you that most moms deserve. Can you believe that between all of the moms in the audience, we do more than 26 hours of our kids' laundry a day? A day. Exactly, Chris. Wow is right. Tell your wife thank you. Last time we had an audience full of moms and we held a very cathartic group discussion. Here's a bit of that.
Why do we call it a mommy sin? We should call it like mommy innovation, or mommy thinking forward, or mommy doing it for yourself because we deserve it because no one plans a pandemic. That's the thing that I'm doing wrong, and I know it, is our kids only watch one show, so they've literally seen Bunked like every single season.
Your kids are older. Mine's 6. She loves Bunked. I'm like, this is too old.
I hear that Peppa Pig. I thought that my child was going to have a British accent. We watched it so much.
I love you guys. It was so fun. And hey, people got to sip wine, bond, and commiserate. And I got to see 2 of my favorite new mom friends. Together, they host a podcast called I Mom So Hard. They're joining me again now because, once again, my show, and I can invite whoever I want. Please welcome Kristen Hensley and Jen Smedley, y'all. Welcome back. I'm having the worst week, and I was so excited when I saw that y'all were coming.
Thanks for having us.
Good.
Oh my God, you make me smile. Well, once again, on that note, I love you guys. I love the advice that you give. So, you know, we remind each other that we're not the only ones who still haven't had a chance to clean the SpaghettiOs off the wall from like 4 months ago. Whatever, we're busy. Grab your glasses, ladies. It is time to wine to mommy. All right, so we're taking questions, swapping stories, and sharing solutions with the help of our mommy viewers and moms in the house seats. The first question is from Kelly. What do you want to ask?
I'm a mom of 4 kids, ages 5 to 10. One of the things that we're always talking about in this house is oral hygiene, right? Oh. So I'm always on my kids telling them if they don't brush their teeth, that they'll have cheese on their teeth and they'll become yellow. So I have a 5-year-old that really took this to heart, and unfortunately, she went up to a very close family member and said, "You don't brush your teeth because they're yellow and they have cheese on them." So my question to you, I was completely mortified, and my question to you is, have you ever said something to your kid that you later wish that you hadn't because they repeated it? And then how do you get your kids to understand that sometimes, you know, things that are said in the household need to stay in the household?
Oh, God, when you know that answer, let me know.
Let us know.
Like, I'm like, I'm going to be honest with you. I just thought of this. I thought, I don't really have anything for that. And then my daughter became obsessed when she was like 4 years old about where she came from. And I was like, and then she started being nervous about death. Like, and I was like, what is happening? Like, she was at 4? Like, I feel like that didn't happen like 10 for me, but whatever. But anyway, she's advanced. And she was talking about death and all these things, and I want her to feel like good about like not dying or like anything like that. And then also like, well, you were a part of mommy, and then, you know, so you'll always have me. So even if mommy dies, like you were a part of me. You were in mommy's tummy actually. So like you were always a part of me, and like, so that'll never go away. You're from my body. So like you carry mommy on. So, you know, in a sense, mommy will never die with you because I'm a part of you. And then she took that as in any woman in the world, regardless if you have a stomach or not, walks up to and goes, so you have a baby in there?
Oh, yeah.
And just doesn't matter who it is, and just is very excited that, don't worry, if you die, she's still gonna carry you on. Like, it's still, like, and it's like, you missed we shouldn't tell people that they're pregnant. That's another one you should, yep, that happened a lot.
You know what, my 4-year-old was obsessed with death. Both of our kids were obsessed with death, and when you're trying to explain it, you gotta simplify it, you know, because it's too much for them to handle. So we had to explain that Grandpa Greg had died and was no longer with us, and then they were like, why? And we're like, because he ate too many cheeseburgers. Because you can't, if you go down the list of ailments he had, you'd be there, lose focus. So then like, every time we go somewhere, they call him Dead Grandpa Greg, and we feel like that's...
Oh my God!
And you know, we're too dead, Grandpa.
It's accurate.
It's
though.
it's accurate. He did like
They're
two
not
cheeseburgers.
wrong.
He had an appetite for a lot of things.
Oh my gosh. I
My
love it.
kids know that there's no baby in here, but they'll come when I'm like wearing my relaxing pants, you know, my loose evening pants, and go, "There's a baby in there."
Oh my gosh.
It's a food baby. It's
First
not.
of all, can we talk that you just said loose, relaxed? What did you call them? Your loose evening
My
pants?
comfy pants,
Your
my-
loose evening pants. I love you. My loose evening pants. So it's like, I love you. Your house is fancy.
Yeah, she has a very fancy name for him.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm all
they're-
like
Evening
my
wear.
Lululemons that I don't do yoga in. So did you know if moms got paid for raising kids, they'd haul in about $163,000 a year? Yeah. Alas, it pays in love and those tender moments that you wish would last forever, which is nice. But the 160 grand would be cool too, just saying. For now, we've got our wine and we're sipping it delicately like the sophisticated cleaners of car-sick messes we are. Let's dig back into some of our best, worst moments as mothers with questions from our house seat viewers. So next question is from Hattie. What's up, Hattie?
Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
I am a mom of two. I have a daughter, Lux, 6, and my son, Hunter, who is 4. And I feel like one of the joys of having a boy is the nature pee. Super convenient. And so one afternoon we went to the beach and I didn't have eyes on him for 1 second. I look up on the bike path and I just see a pair of juicy buns staring back at me. And I'm like, not realizing he's mid-pee, I'm like, Hunter! He whips around, sprays everything in his path, including a lovely elderly couple on a bench next to him.
Oh,
And I realized then that I was not clear that a nature pee should be incognito. So my question for you is, where is the most inopportune place your child's had an accident and how did you deal with it?
first of all, I don't even know what they're gonna say, but nothing will top what you just said.
Yeah, that's pretty
That
great.
is bad.
Yeah.
And awesome. What do y'all have anything?
Well, there was one. I
my
made the
house.
mistake of trying to brag about my son, and I was like, Jen, my son is potty training so well. And then
On
we were
cue.
at Jen's house, and all of a sudden I heard what sounded like water, and I turned around, and you talk about meaty buns. My husband, or not my husband's.
That would have been a really fun
That's a
story.
different. Listen, he nature pees too. I'm gonna be honest. But my son's buns.
where they learn it,
Yeah,
yes,
my
from
son's
their
buns
dads.
were behind me, and he was peeing into Jen's really nice planter
In my dining room.
In her dining room.
Now I'm still picturing your
So
husband.
I know.
I know.
Listen, my husband, you know, he's a big.
I
He's a
don't-
Texan. He's got meaty buns.
I don't know that your husband has not peed in a planter at my house either,
I'm
because they're very
100%
opportunistic.
sure that my
They're
husband has
lazy.
peed in your yard.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to deal with going in your house. I'm sure of it.
So your son was just peeing in her plants.
Yeah, because I was bragging about how great he was doing potty training, so he fully peed in her planter. And
It
like,
wasn't really in
in
the
it.
planter. It was more like he was trying to show off some distance, so it was like sort of across my dining room.
Also, you can't spook
So-
them because they turn.
Yes,
They like
that's
turn to
what
look at
happened.
you, and then
Luckily,
they're.
no elderly couple in my dining room at the time,
Yeah.
so it was just all easy cleanup.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But we had another good one, didn't we? When Delilah.
Oh, I have my daughter barfs basically on command, like
What?
she can do it just if she's unhappy.
You've
but
never seen anything like this.
she, yes. So every time we travel, every single time we travel, she barfs. And Kristen and I had her in a stroller, and we were in O'Hare Airport in Chicago, and she threw up
It looked like a pool noodle.
like a bunch of bananas. It was like a long stream, and we had been walking for a while without noticing
Yeah.
that it had gone on.
So
Had nothing to clean it up with.
we
but,
just
like,
kept slipping in it like we were on a banana peel, like we were doing a bit.
And we used to clean this up.
I know.
Oh,
And we were using like
oh.
a random sock and like a menu from Chili's Express to try and like scoop everything up and
No.
like, make the area safe. Mom should just carry like a caution wet floor sign with them every
That's
Yeah,
what
just
people
like
have, though. Yeah.
pop that sucker up and be like,
just so
clean
you're
up.
ready for those accidents.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What did you, this is what I really want to know. Did you just run away from it or did you tell someone?
We
Oh,
really
God.
did try and clean it up.
We tried to clean it up, but you only have so many wet wipes in your bag, and like, it's Chicago airport floor. I'm sure I cleaned up like all sorts of stuff.
Some of that we weren't responsible for.
But
Yeah.
you know what? The truth is, like, accidents happen, and they're never opportune, right? When they happen, so
Yeah.
you just have to be there to help each other. And someday another mom's gonna have her kid out having a nature pee, and maybe it'll be you that gets peed on, and then you're gonna be okay with it because you're gonna be like, that's what we do.
Yeah.
We support each other.
Hand her some wet ones and
I think that's the advice right there.
Right.
It's like you look at everybody and go, "You've never had this moment."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, it'll be your turn one day.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna judge you. Like, yeah, that's the advice. Check out Jen and Kristen's I Mom So Hard podcast and go to our Insta story to find out more about their Facebook page and web series. You will be so delighted. I love them so much, and you will feel good about yourself at the end of it.